Hello, my name is Eric Kestela and welcome to Facebook and the Michigan Center for Truck Safety. Today we are going to be talking about snow removal from your trucks. It's starting to snow around here and the things we need to pay attention to and things we're going to be seeing. And we here at the Michigan Center for Truck Safety would like to talk about this a little bit. We're funded by a grant from the Michigan Truck Safety Fund. Snow's on the way here in Michigan, and we get a lot of it. It comes down not by quarter inches, it comes down in feet some days. So let's talk a little bit about snow removal. It's not just for the parking lots and the road, but also off of your trucks. Fleet operators across North America's snow region knows firsthand the costly impact of snowstorms. Missed delivery appointments, driver and work scheduling nightmares, increased road hazards, potential fines. Operating with a robust rooftop snow removal plan for clearing snow off trailers and trucks helps decrease winter challenges and helps give managers a greater control of their fleet operations. Removing snow from truck and trailer rooftops is critical to help keep roadways safe for all motorists during winter months. It will also limit exposure to tickets, fines, and license suspensions for drivers. There are several snow removal techniques to consider, but not all provide the same level of safety and efficiency as automated snow removal options. Chunks of ice and snow dislodge from the roof of a fast-moving truck or bus and land squarely on the windshield of a passing motorist's car. In a split second, the motorist is startled. His or her sight is blocked. What happens next is unpredictable and possibly tragic. A cracked or broken windshield, a crash, injury, or death to a motorist or passenger, each is potentially devastating outcome. Trucks drive by and get passed by hundreds of thousands of other vehicles and pedestrians every day. Regardless of how often it snows, each winter storm brings innumerable complications, situations for fleet drivers and motorists. The risks and liabilities are not removing snows from rooftops of trucks and trailer fleets are costly and possibly life-threatening. Snow laws vary widely by state and province. They affect all drivers on the road, not just the drivers licensed in the state that was regulated. Whether your fleet is driving to, through, or from snowy areas, fleet managers and drivers need to know the laws and their geographic footprint. Safely keep their trucks and buses on the road after a snowstorm. Keep abreast of legislation in the states and provinces covered by your incoming and outgoing vehicles to avoid delays and violations and meet your customer demands. Here's a picture of the snow laws that are in place right now throughout the United States. The white is the federal vehicle laws that may affect your vehicle. Yellow there means that there's some state laws that affect snow removal off of vehicles. Blue are proposed state snow laws. Okay. Red or the pink are laws that have state snow laws that are very specific. Canadian provinces have certain vehicle laws, and Canadian provinces have snow and snow laws also. So there's a wide variety of different snow laws that are out there. What laws impact rooftop snow removal for commercial carriers, transit vehicles, and buses on our roadways? And what do they mean for fleet managers? We took a look at snow laws in U.S. states and Canada provinces to capture a snapshot of legislation governing snow removal from commercial and municipal vehicles on roadways. Here are some observations for their impact of winter fleet management. 1. Fleet drivers face penalties for violating regulations. Commercial drivers could face revocation of the commercial driver's license, points assessed to their driving record, temporary or permanent loss of job, higher insurance rates, and significant fines, up to $1,500 in some places for failure to remove snow from the tops of the trailers or buses. Well-established snow laws for commercial vehicles are already in place. These areas have well-established snow removal legislation and set the stage for more states and provinces to follow. Specific legislation and fines for commercial vehicles traveling with snow-covered roofs are enacted in the Northeast corridor of the U.S. and in Canadian provinces, with key transportation routes to major population, large and more frequent annual snowfalls. These areas are well-established snow removal legislation and set the stage for more states and provinces to follow. Fines range from $75 for failure to clear a vehicle to $1,500 per offense, plus court appearances in New Jersey. New Hampshire has one of the strictest laws for snow removal, Jessica Law, enacted in New Hampshire in 2021. It was created after Jessica Smith was killed by snow and ice, fell off the top of a large truck, hit a second truck, resulted in a head-on collision with Jessica's car. This legislation considers failure to move snow from a rooftop as negligent driving. Fines for a first offense range from $250 to $500 and between $500 and $1,000 for a second offense. Additional penalties such as conviction with points removed and 30-day loss of license could also apply. In Pennsylvania, Act 90, also known as Christine's Law, was passed July 26, 2022. While the previous statute only penalized a driver with serious accident occurred caused by snow or ice flying off their vehicle, such as the ice missile that killed Christine Lambert, Act 90 requires drivers to remove snow within 24 hours or face fines. It also allows police officers to pull over a vehicle with ice and snow buildup on it possesses a potential hazard. In the Midwest, snow-covered commercial vehicles are prevented from accessing height-restricted tunnels in Colorado and turnpikes in Indiana and Ohio. Pending legislation in states across the country continues to introduce and brought to vote. Delaware, Massachusetts, New York are three more states with heavily traveled Northeast corridor, all have snow laws in the works. In New York, pending legislation includes fines for violation and establishing a fund to distribute money collected from fines to a broader program. The proposed legislation includes allocating portions to New York Department of Transportation and Thruway authorities for establishing ice and snow removal sites on their roads and public awareness campaigns. Even if states and provinces have no specific regulations that address rooftop snow, it doesn't mean fleet operators can ignore the responsibility. Federal laws in the U.S. and provincial laws in Canada prohibit unsecured and overweight loads that impact commercial vehicles. Some U.S. states add stricter laws to govern load security and weight. Unsecured truck load legislation addresses shifting loads, including and ensuring there are no loose objects that could fall from vehicles and cause sudden, unexpected road hazards. In some states like Colorado, snow and ice blowing from the tops of fleets may be considered an unsecured load hazard subject to fines and penalties. Laws specific to commercial vehicle weight laws control the amount of cargo that can be carried. The penalties for operating an overweight truck are severe, and in most cases across North America, an overweight vehicle is considered a criminal offense and could result in prosecution and significant fines and court costs. Depending on the type of snow, just 6 inches atop a 53-foot trailer can add 5,000 pounds to that load. On a 40-foot bus, an additional 3,500 pounds can result. Bottom line for fleet managers and facility operators should be aware of legislation in their state and enact processes to keep their company and drivers compliant. Stay up to date by contacting your local state, provincial, federal government offices for the most recent information. Snow removal from tops of trailers, trucks, and buses before vehicles leave your yard should be a standard operating procedure, regardless of any applicable legislation. Well-managed fleets make removing snow from rooftops part of a proactive winter transportation plan rather than an unmanaged reaction to winter storms. Use a solution that fits your company's need and use your company resources, including staff, appropriately. It should be safe, simple, cost-effective, time-efficient, and allow you to meet customer demands for on-time delivery. There are many snow removal options available, from roof rakes for manual snow removal to fully automated drive-through machines. Fleet managers need to know the impact of a decision to ignore rooftop snow removal from their trucks, trailers, and buses. Leaving snow and ice intact on your vehicle can have a profound and costly consequences. We've compiled a list of 5 risks managers should take while choosing not to remove snow from their truck, trailer, or bus fleet. Risk 1, a life-changing harm. Operating fleet vehicles without clearing rooftop snow is a decision that could potentially harm fellow citizens. Snow left to freeze and thaw on vehicle rooftops creates solid ice blocks that can dislodge from vehicles driving on the road. These ice missiles can cause accidents, injuries, and fatalities for fellow motorists on their roadways. There are lots of directly measurable costs associated with accidents from ice missiles, but cost of a fatality or serious injury is unmeasurable to the motorist and families involved. Risk 2, fines and lawsuits. Should a tragedy caused by dislodged snow or ice occur on the road after accident, lawsuits can be extremely time-consuming and expensive. These incidents have led to legislatures to create stricter snow laws for vehicles across the country. Jessica's Law in New Hampshire is one example of strong legislation for bus, truck, and tractor-trailer snow removal systems that was initiated by the death of an individual hit by flying snow from a commercial vehicle. Risk 3, damage to the company's brand. Snow and ice blowing off roofs of your vehicle onto the roadway and passing vehicles can destroy your brand, a company's reputation in the public eye. When accidents involve a fleet's vehicle and a company often becomes the face of the tragedy. Failing to clear snow from the rooftop will likely result in the view of the fleet company caused the accident through negligent behavior. Years of creating a positive image in the marketplace can be ruined in an instant and dragged out over time if lawsuits or legislation changes follow ice missile accidents. 4, fines and violations for drivers and fleet owners. Companies and drivers are mandated by law to operate commercial motor vehicles in a safe manner. And when they don't, both drivers and fleet owners can be subject to fines and violations. Some states have laws specifically written for snow removal from vehicle roofs. Others have legislation regulating travel with excessive weight and unsecured load. And not clearing snow off trailers, trucks, and buses can land a driver or fleet owner in violations. Fines can range from $75 to $1,500 per incident and could include additional penalties. These avoidable costs add up quickly for drivers and fleet owners. 5, reduced fuel economy. Fleet managers have long implemented solutions like capping driving speeds using side skirts, boat tails to conserve fuel and improve aerodynamics, but they often overlook rooftop snow as a source of added drag, weight, and height to every vehicle in your fleet. Just one heavy 6-inch snowfall can add 5,000 pounds to the trailer roof, enough to cause a 2% loss or more fuel efficiency and cost your company thousands of unwanted fuel expenses. Michigan law says drivers must make reasonable effort to remove accumulated snow from the vehicle or motor carrier vehicle, including hood, trunk, and roof of the motor carrier vehicle or motor vehicle or motor carrier vehicle within 24 hours after the cessation of falling snow or ice. Now, this is interpretation of what the law actually means. The Michigan Compiled Law 257677A, this is what it actually says. A person does not include the state political subdivision of the state or an employee of the state or political subdivision of the state operating within the scope of his duties, okay? Safety vision means an unobstructed line of sight enabling a driver to travel upon, enter, or exit a roadway in a safe manner. What that means is you have to clear your windows, mirrors, and side windows and rear windows in order to have safe vision, okay? A person shall not remove or cause to be removed snow, ice, or slush onto or across a roadway or shoulder of the roadway in a manner which obstructs the safety vision of a driver of a motor vehicle other than off-road vehicles. Number 3, a person shall not deposit or cause to be deposited snow, ice, or slush onto or across a roadway or shoulder of the roadway in a manner which obstructs the safety vision of the driver of a motor vehicle. Number 4, a person shall not deposit or cause to be deposited snow, ice, or slush on any roadway or highway. This is the section that talks about you cannot lose or deposit snow. So the snow cannot fall off your vehicle and land upon the highway or roadway, okay? If it does, this is the section of the law that they're talking about. A person shall not deposit or cause to be deposited snow, ice, or slush on a roadway or highway. So snow or slush fall off your vehicle and land on the highway, you are in violation of this law. A person who violates this section is responsible for a civil infraction, shall be ordered to pay a civil fine of not more than $100. Okay. So Michigan, this interpretation at the top where it says Michigan law says drivers must make reasonable effort to remove accumulated ice and snow from their vehicle. That's so it does not fall upon the highway when you're driving down the roadway. Okay. So that top line is an interpretation of what the law means. The law says you shall not deposit or cause to be deposited snow, ice, or slush on the roadway or highway. It sounds a little ambiguous, but the interpretation makes it kind of clear of what you have to do. Thank you. Again, we're at Michigan Center for Truck Safety. You can call us at 800-469-7364. You can email us at upinfo@truckingsafety.org. I hope this helps your company become a safer company. And remember, snow removal is not just for the road. It's also for your vehicle. Thank you for listening today, and I hope you have a wonderful day.